Welcome to Declares Delight for Life. Hi, I'm the Sensible Lady, co founder and CEO of Declares Delight for Life. I put the sensible and sensible and help you unclutter the clutter in your life. As you know, starting tomorrow night, we're going to be having the 12 principles of life. And we also have something coming up especially for you that's going to be um, a special offer of it is going to be decluttering, decluttering for you, especially for you, and it's going to be great. And I look forward to the offer just being terrific. And tonight is kind of special that it is from my heart to you because I believe that the heart is at the very center of why people love each other. And when people love each other, they care about each other, they realize and they don't criticize one another. And we live in a world where folks get divorced, people live together, and there sometimes is a hard time of commitment. And the whole thing about this is that I think about how to have a great heart of your felt love in your life is, to me, what you need to do, at least from my heart to your heart, is that at the heart of everything is being able to believe in other people. And when you can believe in other people, you can love them. And to me, that's really, really special. I know for me, love, means more than, just family. It means friends. It means my community. It means a whole lot of things. And for me, to have that heartfelt love allows me to realize that I can be more than I can ever thought possible. And I know that, people can, do great things. And I think, one of the things that we can do for each other is, I call it reach out, teach one. And when you can do that to another person, you touch their soul. And I firmly believe that when you touch another person's soul, you're touching their heart and you're touching that person with love. And I know when I've seen the love in a person's eyes. In fact, I was out here with a neighbor here recently, and this neighbor, she was 89, and she was talking about how she wanted me to come up to her and visit her. And I've lived in where I've lived for 31 years, and I could tell her that she was lonely, and she wanted somebody to talk to. And I have to admit, I was in my PJs getting my mail, and the whole thing about it was is she wanted somebody to listen to her. So I sat there and listened to her and her story and what she had to say. And she was greatly in need of somebody to hear her. And from my heart to her heart, she says, "Can you please come up and visit me?" And I said, "Yes, I can, and I'll bring you some tea." And she said she liked tea. And to me, when I reached out to her, I could see in her eyes there was a sparkle. And to me, that was a wonderful thing because you reached out to the heart of another human being. And to me, that is really, 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 how can I say it? Special. When you believe in yourself, others believe in who you are too. And I just want to see that for me, that we can all believe in each other and that we can all declutter into the new you, because all of us can declutter into new yous. And, like I'm going to be having coming up, the principles of a new life starting this coming Monday. I should say principles of life. And it's going to start tomorrow night. So it's going to be a 12-part series. And it's going to be really, really special. And I'm definitely looking forward to that. I also wanted to let you know, too, that if you want decluttering tips, you can reach me at ddflrocks at gmail.com. Well, kind of back to, the heartfelt, love that we have is that, a great heart is one who can realize that when you are sensitive, and don't criticize everybody around you, you will have a great circle of positive people and friends around you. And, for me, I like having positive people around me. And having positive people around me realizes that they love me for just who I am. And to me, a heartfelt love in life is that they accept you for who you are and not for what you are, or try to tell you how to run your life when how you run your life is your decision and your choice. But, if they do see something that they believe may be of harm to me and are willing to reach out to me and say, hey, you might want to do something about this particular area of your life, I have to be willing to listen with open ears. But sometimes we listen with closed ears when we don't, hear it from somebody we love. And I think sometimes we close our heart many times when we feel like somebody's going to harm us. And a lot of times people get disconnected from one another. Relationships get disconnected because communication doesn't happen. That is one of the biggest factors in why people's heartfelt love doesn't work, is that communication stops. And people get caught up in lists, they get caught up in everyday life, and they forget how to love each other in a kind and compassionate way. We live in a very technological kind of world, and that kind of technological world we live in makes things difficult. And I just want you guys to realize that we all need to reach out with physical touch and not forget. We do have virtual where we can see each other, like here, like I'm talking to you on Facebook Live, and you can see me and such. And I do my best to reach out to you with my heart each and every night. But, like I said, there's only so much that can happen. And I think it's important that if you have people that are special around you, that you reach out to them and tell them you love them, not just in the sense of the words, but actions. Actions speak louder than words. And, probably a lot of this stuff I'm very sensible about what I talk about, because one thing I do realize is that life can be very complicated and we live in a very complicated world. But I like to boil everything down to brass tacks. What is it going to take for you to find how to have a great heart, felt love in your life? I'm going to pose that question out to you guys. So how is it going to have a great heartfelt life in your life? I know that for me, a great heartfelt life is somebody who accepts me for who I am, who loves me, that realizes that I can be the best all I can be. And for me, one of the biggies is doesn't criticize me all the time just because. And to me, those are three biggies that, in any relationship you have, that if you can, work with those and not have so much of that, you will realize that so much more can be of happen, and an abundance and prosperity between you and your relationships can happen, and it can be great. And I just think relationships can blossom if we choose to. To me, life out there is about building relationships, and that's about having a great love in your life. Is about building a relationship with folks. And I think building relationships with folks is one of the greatest things that we can all do for each other. And to me, it goes right into the idea of a purpose. And having purpose, too, is extremely important in a relationship, because when relationships have purpose and understanding and care and compassion and love and hope, they just blossom beyond belief. To me, they blossom like a beautiful rose. Sometimes they do have thorns, and everything sometimes has thorns itself, but sometimes, but the petals of a rose are very soft. And when we realize all that, then you know what? The ones we love can be soft. They can be, yes, sometimes there's going to be a thorn or two in it, but it doesn't necessarily mean that that's a bad thing. It just means that we all have our own thorns in life, but sometimes we have to get past those thorns in order to get to that beautiful rose and watch that beautiful rose open up. And to me, when you can watch that beautiful rose open up, you open yourself to a great love and relationship. And to me, that boils down to, I'm going to leave you with three really important things that I'm hoping that will be of a big help to you. I want you to think of these every time you want to have a great love in your life. And that, to me, they're very simple, but they're very important for relationships and for things to happen. So think about it. Think of, one, don't criticize people all the time. Two, give them a hug. Give them a hug and say, I love you, just because. And three, do something special for them each and every day. I'm talking about those closest and special to you. And it can be anything, even just a little note, or even just whatever. And if you can do those three things, you'll be surprised at how your relationships will blossom. And with that, I wish you a great Declares Delight for Life. Have peace and tranquility and love and hope. And let there be a light in your eyes, and let there be a light in all your relationships. And I'll see you right back here tomorrow night, and we'll start the 12 days of the 12 principles of life. And I've got a lot of great stuff coming at you, and I will see you here. And if you want some decluttering tips, just contact me, and you can even messenger me. And just wait for the Decluttering of New You. It's going to be coming out here real quickly. And I love you.